Hey folks, a few days ago I put the billies out and we did split off a couple of different breeding groups. This group right here is not the breeding group. This is the retained doelings from this year. These guys will be kept uh, until next year, and then a decision will be made based on their performance up to that date and the performance data of their dams as to whether they will continue to be retained and actually get bred back next year to kid when they are 2 years old. I grew up on a commercial sheep operation, and on every commercial sheep operation I know of, and there's probably exceptions, but everyone that I know of, ewe lambs are expected to be bred back at 7 months old and have their first lambs at 1 year old. And they're expected then to do it again at 2 years old. And they're expected to do that with no significantly greater inputs than what the mature ewes are receiving. That is just normal. That is standard. That is what's expected of those animals. And a lot of people coming into goats from the sheep side of things will attempt to do the same thing with goats. And you can actually do it. You can have goats kid at 1 year old. I've done it. I don't do it anymore. My folks still do it, although from what I've heard, they're actually going to stop doing it as well. And the saying that I have adopted is you pay for that first year one way or another. Either you pay for it by they don't kid, you don't try to have them kid, and they're just a stalker that year, and they're just eating feed, eating pasture, and you're not going to make any money off them that year. That's one way. Way two is that you put a ton of inputs into them to try to have them gain weight faster and stay healthier longer. Both pre-kidding or pre-breeding. While they're pregnant, even after they kid, they may be separated off from a separate group, be getting significantly higher quality feed, stuff like that. You're talking about high input systems here. That's another way you're paying for it with all those extra inputs. Or the third option is, well, you pay for it with attrition, basically. And you breed them back and you don't give them any extra inputs and you expect them to kid at 1 year old and raise the kids. And some of them are going to die. Some of them are going to go to heck in a handbasket just because they just can't do it. And they're going to attrit out on you, either by just directly dying, or you're going to cull them out because they're so poor performing, or they're not going to breed back that second year. So you end up having a stalker year anyway that second year. And it's really just a choice of which one you want which cost you want to pay. I'm not saying that I'm doing it right by leaving them open a year. This is what works well for me, what I have found works well for me, and I have tried both of the other two options for what it's worth. And I grew up just doing the third option where they just attritted. If they couldn't do it, then they couldn't do it. But after years and years of that, did it really ever get any better? Did the genetics get better at that? No, honestly, I don't think that they did. So the way I've elected to pay for it is, you just leave them open for a year, a stalker year, to borrow a term from cattle. So, but yeah, just want to talk to you about when you should breed your commercial goats back. Again, this is all focused on commodity meat production, not pets, not show stock, not registered stock. This is focused on making money on commodity markets, and you do have decisions to make about how you want to pay certain costs, including that first year.